apple pie with cream, it is a classic. You know what? You are hired. But what's your biggest flaw, would you say?
Foreman told me my biggest problem was that I didn't take orders. I told him my problem is not with authority, it's with jackasses.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess my biggest flaw is that I don't suffer idiots. Hope that's not a deal breaker.
I kind of feel like you're one of these people that doesn't like idiots, but you're a bit of an idiot yourself. Are you any good for a fight?
Are you kidding? I love a good fight. One time, I took an autoloader's head clean off its servos with one swing of a tossball stick.
Okay.
You can count on me in a scrap, boss. That's a promise.
Look, you can come along for now. But yeah, I'll be watching you.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
I better not. We'll see you on the ship, Felix.
I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board. This is gonna be great.
Well, this'll be interesting, huh?
I've acquired PT. We'll have to go look at that. Don't mind me, Pavati. I'm just going to try out my new weapons. Oh, okay, that's quiet. Has a hell of a kick to it, though. So if this is like the stealth weapon, the go-to, need a quick, powerful shot to the head, and this can be our scrapping weapon. Oh, it's a semi-auto. I thought it was going to be a burst fire. That's way better than I expected. Yeah, no, sorry, don't mind me. Okay, I can live with this. I can live with that a lot. Alright, Pavati, while we're here... Wait, do you sleep down here? Pavati, you have a room upstairs. You don't need to sleep in the cargo hold. I'm sure we gave you a room... I'm going to check that out in a moment, but let's talk.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick?
Yeah, of course, shoot. I hope the ship's not about to blow up, is it?
What? No. If it were, I'd be hollering loud enough to wake the dead.
Well, that's good to know.
So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so...
Oh.
But real sweet.
Oh. It comes from the heart, would you say?
Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. The trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda.
Hurt? Oh, like kind of like a little like... Well, she did say something suggestive back on board. About how you could message her anytime, and I thought it was odd at the time, but I didn't make anything of it. It sounds like she might have a little thing for you.
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold.
Oh. Well, that's cruel of them. You're a very warm and caring person. You mean like the people who wanted to be with you that, or rather they just fancied you and you didn't really care about them? I mean, that's fine. You don't need to like every single person that comes along. You don't really need to be interested in the physical stuff. You just do you. To hell with them.
Thanks, Captain. That makes me feel a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that.
Yes.
Right now.
Right, I'm right here for you. You can do this.
Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel?
I mean, I'm not going to say it went downhill. I don't even know the context of the letter. What? Everything okay? You kind of panicking a bit? Sounds like you like her back.
They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close.
And then they were, so they're not close anymore then. Okay, so she's not leading you on then. And clearly this is in the past, so nothing to worry about, right?
I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
I mean, we haven't actually left Groundbreaker. We just sat on the ship, so yeah, no, that's fine. Drinks solve everything? No, not quite. But hang on a minute. You said you don't drink, though. Are you sure you're okay?
If you're there, I'm sure things will be okay. Like, I mean, you wouldn't let nothing bad happen to me, right?
No, of course
Thanks
not.
for asking, by the by. It means something to know you're looking out.
Sure, we'll get some drinks before we leave then. I'd need to double check that she is actually using her room though. And let's just see if I've got any new furnishings in here. We've got our tree. For accidentally pushing the wrong button. Got our storage bin. There is... Oh, okay, so we're not actually on board. We're just kind of floating outside. Well, we're right next to it. We may as well go get drinks still. There was something I could use... Is this the... Oh, search term Sam. Messages for Gavin. Oh, these are the things I bought from Gladys. Oh, no. Okay, so there's messages for Gavin. There's the mining facility cartridge we got. Which has one of the scientific weapons, I think. Oh, there's so much to look. Let's start with messages for Gavin, because these are from J. Tennyson. Junlei Tennyson. Pavat. Oh, wait, no, she got... Messages for... How do I have access to the messages from Junlei to Parvati? What a poem. Parvati, I don't do this, ever. So here goes. There's this engine, see, and it hums real nice, like a box of cats playing with mice. But she's coughing and hacking up sludge, because there's a blockage that just won't budge. What's an engine to do? Then this wrencher strides in like a shark, hair all done up and fancy and dark. I think this is definitely about Parvati. She feels a spasm in her compression alternator, trembling cause it's aching to meet her. What an engine to do. I've got 5 more stanzas mapped out, but I'm having trouble rhyming something, or some of the parts, so I'll get back to you on that. I think she might be just as awkward as Parvati is. Or rather, not awkward, socially anxious, perhaps. It sounds like Junlei has a lot of responsibility and not really a lot of time for herself. There's more though, isn't there? Let's have a look at the other one. About that talk we had. We're talking about old friends, you know, and I got to thinking about Isabel. Don't know what I was thinking, I don't know what she was thinking. We were a mess. A good mess, but a mess. I'm a better me than I was then. Wanted you to know. Even when I drink too much of the old family recipe. You're pretty swell, Party Tea. Party Tea, is that the family recipe? Damn you, insta spell check, meet my wrench. Oh, Parvati, Party Tea. Oh. Too tired, just gonna put my head down for, well, clearly for a nap, on the keyboard. So I don't think she's got anything to worry about. It sounds like Isabel was an ex and she's grown a lot as a person since then. Like, clearly she realizes it wasn't healthy. It might have been fun while it lasted, but it was a mess. And she, you know, she wanted to let Parvati know that she was a better person than she was then. E. Blaine. From Esther Blaine to Gavin. Subject medicine. Gavin, this is just to let you know that I've given out the rest of that you-know-what to you-know-who's. Sorry for the secrecy. You never really know who's reading these things. I don't even know who Gavin is. Have I forgotten who Gavin is? Did I meet a Gavin? It wasn't... No, it's Alex Hawthorne. Who is Gavin? I appreciate you giving me the time of day. You risk your neck heading into... Oh, I'm Gavin. I'm Gavin! Oh my god. I am Gavin. I'm Gavin. Did I hit my head somewhere? You risk your neck heading into that community centre. I'm grateful, but I'd also appreciate it if you never told another soul about our business. I like my job and I should like to keep it. Okay, Esther was the lady I gave the medicine to. Back in Edgewater. And technically what we were doing was illegal, even though we're giving medicine to people who needs it. Right, I'm Gavin. I'm Gavin. I need a mirror. I need to look in the mirror and just affirm that I am Gavin. Search term Sam. That is the robot upstairs, the cleaning robot that's just in a room all on its own. First Sam result. Experiment 01695. AH Alex Hawthorne. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Vale's scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say, a clean, mean, killing machine. Should be fun. Removal of factory standard part, Sud Steeper, was successful. Delivery of combat-modified replacement part, Acid Steeper, has been deployed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have any... not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. Ah, but I do. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit, and it's not turning up anytime soon. But good news! I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper. I can, filch. The part was getting sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following this next pit stop, back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. Oh, so this part should still be there to take then, because he never got a chance to go pick it up. And let's search this archive cartridge. Keyword weapon. Result 1, from the site supervisor's personal logs. The captain sold Harris something called the Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is a number of bits on Harris's cart. Looks like some strange tech or a weapon. Maybe a scientist could make something of it. Result 2, from the site safety officer's incident report. Doc Caulfield couldn't save Lem. Now I gotta arrest Harris for this murder, or his murder, confiscate that weapon he used and stored it in Bertie's office for now. Figured the least the site supervisor can do is fill out the forms for whatever that damn thing is. Don't know how I'm going to detain Harris. Not like we've got prison cells on this rock. Finally, from Barber's coronary inquest. So Barber's being involved in the coronary side of things. That's quite standard then. Give a name, Lemuel. Family name, Harryford. Oh, okay. He was indentured, contract term 35 years, 2 months, 16 days, 5 hours, 33 minutes, approximately. Remaining time of deceasement. Oh, he was indentured for a further 35 years. Okay. Time of deceasement, 6:30, approximately. Cause of deceasement, blunt force trauma. Weapon unknown. Took a good whack to the noggin, the facial area, to be specifical about it. It's all twisted up too. Nose is 5 times too big. Jaw is shrunk to almost nothing. Teeth are all out of kilter. Though I suppose that was true pre-deceasement. If the blow itself didn't kill him, there's no way he could have breathed with all that damage. That's quite nasty. So... Oh, not Sam. Return to route. Oh, can I not look at the archive again? Okay, it was in whose office? Lem's office?
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
No, thank you. I'll just be taking those daily. Thank you. I'm not about poor hygiene. Thank you though, Ada. Thank you. I suppose she is watching me every time I go through the ship. So, here's Sam. We need your acid stupor to get you operational, do we? Okay. Well, you're not going to be using that mag pick. That's mine now. Oh, Felix. Is that... Oh. I think one of our pipes is leaked. We've got to fix that. Felix... Oh, there's a lot of stuff dripping on this ship. It's probably not a good idea just to leave that how it is. And sparks. Right, Felix. Felix, where are you going? I'm trying to talk to you.
Good to see you, boss.
And you. I guess. How did you end up on Groundbreaker? Were you born and raised there, or did you end up stranded there somehow?
Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays.
Alright, if you're not going to give me a straight answer, unless that is a straight answer, but I'm going to suppose this is going to go down the route of then you were raised by a pack of sprats, and until you were 24 you thought you were a sprat.
That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way.
Well, what happened to your family? Were you a stowaway and that's how you arrived on Groundbreaker? What do you mean by stowaway?
That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in,
Oh.
nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker.
It's harsh, but when resources are limited, everybody's kind of got to pull their weight. And I'm not going to say it seems fair. It doesn't seem fair, but I understand that people have their own concerns, you know? But how did you manage?
Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on.
And that led up to the incident with the tossball stick. You can't just attack your own foreman, though. I mean, you can't just attack anyone. It's wrong. But yes, it did lead up to the incident with the tossball stick.
Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it.
Well, as long as you're a member of this crew, you're going to have to exercise a little bit more restraint. If we have a disagreement, I expect you to be civilized, but couldn't you have just been diplomatic about it? Was there anyone you could have complained to, like above the foreman?
Yeah, I mean, in theory. But I wouldn't have felt half as good.
Oh, so you never
I
tried?
got a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Well, this isn't your ship. This is my ship. You're a member of my crew, which has grown quite quickly, all things considered. Yeah, if I hadn't have picked you up, you would probably be in a prison cell. It wasn't looking good for you there.
Oh yeah. I had a prison cell back on the Groundbreaker. Carved my name on the wall. I wonder if it's still there. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
You are a bit of a wild card, and I don't really like factors I can't, you know, consider. I like to be able to plan. When I take people with me, I want them to be reliable. Not unreliable, like the ship. This is Pavati's room. Yes, she does have a bed. What's that noise? Oh, hello, it's you! Oh, it's you who we got in the engineering bay down on the Groundbreaker, or down in the lower decks. Oh, you were. You are magnificent. You're a noisy bugger, but you're magnificent. Well, I'm going to take her bits. Modified... Oh, we have looked at these before. Yes, we've definitely looked at all this before. But she has got a bed. She is using this room. I just wish Parvati wouldn't sleep in the cargo hold. Maybe that's just like a spare bed that's down there. And Parvati's not actually using it. We should put it away, though. Father Max? Vicar Max. So... this book you got then, it wasn't quite what you hoped because it's in French.
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
Tell me a bit again about that book that we picked up that's in French.
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Okay, and remind me what your thoughts on the Philosophists are.
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Well, if I had to pick just blindly off those statements, I would agree with the Philosophists that everything is chaos, in the sense that, you know, there is, in my opinion, no grander plan. You know, we are wild cards, essentially, in the galaxy, and in the colony, you know, each of us make our own decisions. There's no predetermination of a plan for ourselves, at least. We're just kind of here. That's my take on it, anyway. Did we talk before, like, about getting to know who we're flying with? You know, what's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic. That is a very particular string of words.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater.
Uh-huh.
I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
They weren't particularly religious, then. Were they not religious?
On the contrary. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
Ah, okay. So, you became a vicar trying to make your parents proud and find what they had that you lacked. So you're not actually religious. You're trying to find the answer to the plan to prove that there is a plan. Is that right? And clearly they kind of cottoned onto it and they weren't really proud when you became a vicar then.
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
But this plan that you do keep talking about, we should probably clarify that, because I've been out of the loop for the last so many decades or so. What is this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
And in their eyes, by you not being a laborer, you weren't being content with your role in the plan. But if you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? Right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Okay. So you can break the bounds of the plan and go against the plan, but eventually it will correct itself, essentially. You do seem quite well, you didn't really have any options when you were signing on with me. You had to just get out of Edgewater because you'd gotten the book you were after.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What about you? What's your story?
I don't really know what my story is. Well, the short version is I was a colonist on the Hope, a scientist who we met. Phineas Wells, he was the one who saved me and defrosted me.
And how did he do that?
Not a doddle. Absolutely not a doddle. From what I've been told, he stole my body from the colony ship Hope, which was just floating at the edge of the colony, and he thawed me out and put me in with loads of chemicals that would stop me basically dissolving on being thawed, because I was in hypersleep, or cryosleep rather, for such a long time. As I say, I don't really know the ins and outs.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Well, you met Phineas. Why don't you believe me? Well, right now, the corporations haven't given me really any reason to trust them. So, for the moment, I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
That's a good question. For the moment, it seems the right thing to do. You know, and how am I going to build a life for myself? I'm trapped in this colony. I can't leave the colony from the sounds of it. And I don't really fancy signing on with any of the corporations. And from the sounds of it as well, from what I've read, the hope of making this colony better is aboard the Hope. That's probably why it's named the Hope. So, yeah, it seems like the right thing to do, all in all.
A commendable attitude.
Thank you. About this personal quest, I don't know how much more we have to explore.
Yes, I've been meaning to discuss exactly that. Now that we know where, the scholar is, when will we be searching him out?
It'll be as soon as we can. You know, we do have other matters, we do have other crew members that have their own, things that they'll probably want to go out and do at some point. But we will get there, I do promise. Oh, you gave me a little smile for that. Yeah? No? You're punching the air? Okay. I'll leave you be. This must be Felix's room. Yeah, tossball. Signed by two of the greatest players in the league. Kieran and Cameron Fraser. Hammersmith invites you to come see the greatest tossball backs of all time. Tossball? What is tossball? It seems a lot like, what's it called? It's the game where there's a basket on a stick. Just like there is here. But I think this is just a more violent version of that. What is it called? It's not No, it's not croquet. Oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue and I just can't quite remember. Can Agent Khan rescue Auntie Cleo from the clutches of the Weekenders? In praise of arson, the contraband collection of essays by anonymous anarchists calls for a total destruction of the corporate establishment and the apparatus of oppression. The book looks like it's never been opened. Right. I mean, it's a very old-looking book. It looks well worn. But Felix is not a big reader, then. Violence is not the answer. Violence is the question. The answer is yes. Felix, we need to have a talk. Violence is not the answer. We might have a bit of a problem. Blueberry punch. Is all he drinks is energy drinks? Dark matter. Is that chocolate? Is that I've not had chocolate in so... We'll leave him one. We'll just make another one disappear. Figured I should start writing my thoughts down, just in case I ever start losing my mind. Felix. I'm incredibly worried about the man who eats cereal, drinks energy drinks, and thinks violence is the answer, is worried about losing his mind. We might have made a mistake letting him on board. Oh, sorry, Max. Ellie. Oh. Bullet-riddled leather jacket. It's distressed. I mean, it's a nice jacket. Oh, it is quite bullet-riddled. Bullets to the torso and shoulder? Ellie, what are you... Oh, I'm glad you picked the room with the saber. What does that jacket mean to you? Ellie?
Something on your mind?
Yeah, mainly about the jacket. But if we are going to work together, I'd like to know more about you.
I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination.
A pirate?
Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook.
Ooh. What is the zero-G cocktail? I'm quite interested to try that.
It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky. Purpleberry shake if you're not.
Okay, so it's more or less just... Well, as all cocktails are, they're vehicles for alcohol. But it's inventive. I dig it.
I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
It sounds like they're different every time, so eventually I probably will like one. Do you have experience contracting out with other captains then? You called yourself a pirate.
Sure do. Some of it was even legal.
Okay, so you definitely weren't joking about being a pirate.
What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made.
It wasn't the hair. I thought your hair was pretty normal. That's a nice ammo belt, though. So you also want the look of a pirate. I didn't mean it as a... I mean, I'm not... I mean, the corporations don't exactly give you a reason to be law-abiding. So you do have a casual outlook on legality.
Gotta figure out how to work that into my aesthetic. Maybe a pair of earrings?
Are you
I've
just...
done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way.
Okay, I hope you're not winding me up, though, but... It sounds reasonable.
Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long.
And I will work for you a while longer. I was hoping to know something like a bit more, personal, more than just your work history, I guess.
Well, my blood type is AB positive.
Okay.
I'm a Leo.
I'm a Cancer.
I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you.
Space Hospital?
That about covers it.
What's Space Hospital? Is that like one of the dramas? The airwave dramas? But where are you from originally? Were you on the Groundbreaker to begin with? Or did you just end up there? They seem to know you. How do you get into this line of work?
Aw, come on. That stuff's boring.
I'm curious. You're deflecting, in my opinion.
Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe.
Oh, yeah, you know
I'm all
what?
for
Fair
making
enough.
a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance.
Let's go back to business then.
No complaints here.
Yep, I'll leave you be. That was right. I've more or less just met you and I'm practically interrogating you. I'm just seeing, got a lighter there. What's this? For disinfecting equipment, probably. Mysterious bottle of hooch. it might be part of her cocktails. But, you know, I'll leave you be, Ellie. We've got no one in here. This room is still empty besides the drawings. Oh, you're just going to wander the ship then. You're a bit restless. That also kind of puts me on edge. That's all my consumables. I should probably sort out my inventory soon. I'll leave that be. Well, I guess we may as well, as I spoke to Pavati, may as well just head back to the Groundbreaker, get a couple of drinks. We're already here, and I think if we don't do it, we might just... Oh, let's close that. She can be a bit of an anxious gal, Pavati, and if we don't, you know, go get this sorted out, she might just be anxious for a long time and build it up in her head more, so... Best we sort that out, sooner the better. Now, who to take with us? I think for the moment, we're just doing a job for... Oh, I say a job. We're just going to go hang out with Pavati, so we're just going to go... just exclusively with Pavati for now. Let's also... We should see what we have to sell before we do leave. And we actually also need to see where that science weapon is. Whose office was it in?
Purpleberry Fudge, a soft sour candy shell around a sweet purpleberry flavored center.
What are purpleberries?
Sure, you can do it.
Are they just like blueberries but purple? Are they native to the colony or are they just manufactured? Lost Hope. Oh, are you sure you want to go for a drink in here, Pavati? It's not got a very optimistic name.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
Oh. I mean, I think all the tables are really taken. Let's just go over here for now. Let's probably think about what we want to drink.
Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert?
I mean, I'm not an
and
expert.
Don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper.
Wait, is this like a trial date? Is this like a dry run for when you ask Junlei out? Are you sure you want to do this? You do seem very nervous.
Oh, no, that's on account of my not being able to sleep lately. Makes my hands all twitchy, you know? I've just been lying awake, thinking about what Junlei said, and feeling my heart shake.
Oh, you're really falling for her. I don't really know. You say you're not much of a drinker, but in Edgewater you did say the smell made you feel sick, so should we try a wine?
Oh, wow. You remembered. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Okay, wine it is.
It might not be as sweet as you're
Bottoms up.
hoping.
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good?
Just...
Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing?
Well, right now you're enjoying a drink with a friend, but... I don't know, do you mean, like, generally? Like, oh, what am I doing about Junlei? And, like, oh, why am I fawning so? Or is this specifically... I don't think you mean specifically.
I mean, just with Junlei.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about us.
Well, why don't you start by telling me, you know, what about her message really got you so unsettled? Was it the uncertainty of not knowing how long ago this Isabel person was in the picture?
Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all.
No. I mean, I did see the message, and so I don't really need to ask what she actually wrote. Nobody sends terrible, vaguely sensual poetry to someone they don't like, and it also seemed like she was a little bit drunk when she sent the second message about Isabel. From my perspective, it was just her, you know, trying to say she's, you know, matured from her last relationship. So, like, just trying to show you that she's responsible and the like.
I don't know, I'd call it, sensual. That's a lot.
It's pretty sensual. It did imply you were calming her with a touch. So, you know, that's romance serial grade level of sensual. You know.
It did. Oh dear, I hadn't really... Oh my goodness. And I told you?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just between friends, and I didn't mean it was like a, you know, huge touch. It was just like a, you know, a friendly, oh yeah, your touch is comforting sort of thing. But we'll pretend I've not read the message. What did she actually write in the message? You haven't really said.
It was real long and rambly.
It wasn't that long, I
telling me
mean.
a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor.
Oh.
This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her?
That was definitely a bit of a segue there at the end. What is this really about, though? I feel like there's something more to it. Are you just scared of putting yourself out there and getting rejected?
I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
Your nerve? Let's get you some water, though. Like, you're not used to drinking. Wine, it can be quite strong. Let's get you the water.
Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy.
Yeah,
Hydration,
there we go.
Here I come.
Water always helps.
Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared.
I get it. It is quite terrifying. This is quite intense. Is this the first time you've really had a crush on somebody? This seems very intense for someone you just ran into the other day. But what is it that you're scared about? I just want to hear it from you in your own words.
Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me?
Well, I'm not... Right, if this is suggesting just drink alcohol, I'm not saying there's an easy way to answer all those questions, because it's not an easy way. Well, there sort of is. You know, with relationships, they grow over time and you build trust. And it's, you know, that trust that helps keep all those different anxieties and fears at bay, but... You know, until you built that trust, I'm not surprised you're scared. It's terrifying getting to know somebody in a way.
Well, I never done this before. Never really tried to pursue someone. I'm all flailing limbs and yelling like a little one thrown in the sea who don't know how to swim.
I've been there.
You know I'm not interested in physical affection.
Yeah, you said.
Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not?
Well... It's a tricky one. Simply saying, oh, you go your separate ways, you know, it doesn't make it hurt any less. And clearly you're afraid of being rejected for who you are. And perhaps worried about disappointing her.
Of course. Wouldn't you be?
Everyone is, like, no matter their quirks, and no matter, like, how confident they are in themselves. Because you can be perfectly happy with yourself and still be, you know, conscious that somebody might not be happy with you. And it doesn't mean, like, that you believe that you're no less who you were, or anything like that. You can be perfectly secure in yourself and still be concerned that somebody might find some of your quirks unappealing and, you know, not want to deal with them. But everybody has those quirks.
Huh. I've never thought of it that way. I wonder what June's afraid of being rejected for. She seems perfect to me. Maybe those are just my rosish colored goggles talking. To be strong like her.
Your goggles look like they've got green
I don't know
lenses
that
to
I got
me.
that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts.
Ungenerous? What do you mean by real mean? And if you're not satisfied in some ways that you feel, then it's something to work on. You know, if you feel mean on the inside, you gotta learn to come to terms with that and be at peace on the inside.
Yeah. I like the way you put that, like, it's okay to want to be better for her, and not impossible to try.
Exactly.
Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... wow. So much to think about.
So... I'm not going to ask if she's going to ask her out. That's her business. But, you know, you're welcome to talk to me anytime.
Do you think I should ask her on a date?
Honestly? Yes, just ask her, but... Don't ask me. What do you want to do? You know, what do you believe you should do?
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for
That's
hearing
the
me out
spirit.
and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Thank you.
Come on, let's go.
That means a lot. Yes, let's get going.